The Flux-Ergo parallel asset is coming in hot. This was announced back on August 8th. And essentially, as far as everything is concerned, you guys should be up to date on this. This is an exciting partnership. They announced it live on the show. Daniel Keller came on the show and announced it, here on this channel. That was super awesome. I'm happy that they gave me the opportunity to, let the mining community know about this partnership before anybody else. I think it's super smart what they're doing as far as focusing on proof of work projects right now. As you can tell from, coin market cap and so on, the proof of work coins are the coins that are pumping right now out of everything else, whereas pretty much everything else is going the opposite direction. And not just proof of work coins, but specifically GPU ASIC resistant proof of work coins, right? The pumps aren't coming to Ethereum Classic really. The pumps aren't going to Bitcoin really. They aren't going to Cadena for sure. They're going to the smaller proof of work, GPU only ASIC resistant coins, the things like Flux, like Erg, like Caspa, like Neoxa, like Ravencoin. Ravencoin's not getting it yet. Maybe it will. But like these types of coins, it's really interesting to watch happen, especially running up to the merge. Flux parallel assets build bridges between Flux and other blockchains. If you guys weren't familiar, that's pretty much what's happening here. There will be the featuring of Ergo within the ZIL Core wallet. Now, will that support everything on the Ergo blockchain that you would want to participate in? Probably not. I get the question a lot of times, like, which wallet do you use for Ergo? It depends on what I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to participate within the actual ecosystem, I'm using something called Nautilus. It's like MetaMask for Erg. What it allows me to do is connect up to anything from all of the ErgoPad staking stuff to the Ergo DEX to skyharbor.io for NFTs, and it functions the best across all of those specific applications or dApps that are built onto Ergo. Will that be built into ZIL Core right off the bat? Probably not. The nice thing is, like, if you take a look at Nautilus, you can see all your NFTs right in the wallet right there. It's already actually kind of functions even better than MetaMask in a lot of ways, except for it doesn't have a mobile version yet. But still, the big thing, of course, is going to be the distribution, and there is an announcement, and they have a nice little ad here for you guys that'll run. I picked this up. They didn't send it to me. I picked it up off of their Discord, but I thought it was cool. So we do have an announcement date for that and for that partnership. Now, what this will mean, of course, is going to be essentially when the Flux-Ergo distribution will start. Hopefully what that also means is that you start getting the parallel asset, which means you will have Flux, a Flux wrapped token on the Ergo blockchain, which is the exciting part. All right, so there you go. It's that simple. October 25th. It could be pending change, of course. But I think that's super awesome as far as like the release date and all that. Figured I'd play that little fun one for you guys so you could see it. That's pretty much it. Like, there's not a lot going on that has been updated on this. We've already read this entire article to you guys before, so I don't want to harp on it any more than we already have. I think interoperability is great. I think that, build it and they will come is sort of problematic to a certain extent because we haven't seen a lot of people come to the liquidity of Flux on different chains. On ETH, there's not a lot. Cardano, there's no, or any of them, right? Tron, Cardano, whatever you want to talk about as far as like how much liquidity in Flux. Binance Smart Chain is what I was thinking of for not Cardano. Cardano maybe later on. But whenever you go to the actual liquidity pools to do some sort of swap for the Flux token, there's not a lot there, right? Binance Smart Chain is probably the biggest one. And that one is also where you would probably want to add your liquidity. And that's because that is the largest exchange for Flux currently. Meaning, like, If you wanted to liquidate your Flux mine rewards, the easiest way is to convert your Flux to Binance Smart Chain wrapped Flux and then shoot that off to Crypto.com, because that is the only version of Flux that is supported by Crypto.com right now. So, that's super important as far as from a liquidation standpoint, and that will become more relevant when we get, closer to the merge being over and people are looking for ways to essentially liquidate their mined rewards. This is where things are going to get extremely interesting, right? Ethereum Classic, pretty easy as far as like it has the most adoption exchange wise. But frankly, the problem is with Ethereum Classic is they still have extremely high confirmation times. Crypto.com will take you 3 to 5 days to confirm a deposit. Coinbase will take you 24 to 48 hours. It just depends on which, exchange you're going with. But because Ethereum Classic was hacked a lot, all of the liquidation options are extremely slow because the confirmations are extremely slow. This means from the mining perspective, being able to cash out day of every day, for tax purposes, etc., is going to be a little bit more difficult than it was with Ethereum. If we look at something like Flux, and we've talked about all this before, but just kind of a brief overview again, Flux is one of probably the second easiest to liquidate right now. You can use the Fusion app to convert your Flux to a Binance Smart Chain wrapped version of Flux. We have a guide on how to do this. And then you can send that to Crypto.com and liquidate that way. Now, if you want to liquidate Ergo, it's going to add in a second step there. You're going to have to send it to KuCoin, which is probably the best place to go ahead and trade Ergo. And then you'll have to swap it out in KuCoin for whatever coin is supported by Coinbase or Crypto.com or whatever, and then send it over there and extract it. So you have an extra step there. You also have you have 2 centralized exchanges instead of 1 centralized exchange for that liquidation process. And then as you go down the line, you're going to have less, smaller liquidity cap coins with, smaller exchanges that are going to take you longer to liquidate, and you're going to wildly vary the price while you're doing it. If you take a look at like something like Ravencoin, or go even smaller, right? You look at something like Neoxa or Caspa, you send that to Trade Ogre, right? And you could easily blow out, after like $500 worth of rewards, everything that is available on that exchange at that price, and you drive yourself into a lower position. And that's going to make things really interesting from the mining perspective, because instead of this kind of set price of Ethereum where pretty much, you shoot it over to Crypto.com, it has the full on market price. Everybody is aware of how much ETH is worth, and it just pops off and it's done. These smaller coins, liquidation strategies are going to get very, very demanding, and you're going to have to be a part of, pay attention to it as a GPU miner, because if you're shooting it off to TradeOgre.com, but you got maybe it listed over there for a penny more, but there's actually only really like $1 of that in liquidity. But if you're over on TextBit, it's a penny less, but you have enough to actually sell off all your mined rewards over there. You may want to send it over there. Or how long are you going to wait? Are you going to start playing the trade game? Are you going to start listing it and leaving it there? How are you going to manage all that? It's going to be a lot more demanding on the mining front. It's not set it, forget it, shoot it over to an exchange and deposit it. That's not what's going to happen anymore. And if you're not prepared for that, you're going to experience a lot of loss when you are trying to liquidate your coins now, because we're not dealing with these large exchanges. That's why pretty much you got Ethereum Classic. We talked about that problem though. And then you got Flux, which is the second easiest. But, at the same time, there's not, you're only on Binance Smart Chain. There's not a lot of liquidity there right now. And then you got essentially all the rest down below that on smaller exchanges that are going to cause a lot of problems. But we do have basically a confirmation of the actual official merge date for Ethereum. And the way this actually ended up happening, funny enough, is that the Ethereum Foundation YouTube channel basically created an event for the Ethereum mainnet merge viewing party. So I tweeted this out, but this is essentially a leak of the confirmation, for the date of the actual merge. They're going to start on the 15th of September at 1 a.m. Central time, I believe, because that was coming from my Central Time device. So yeah, that would be 1 a.m. Central Time. And we have that confirmation. It's going to happen. That means more than likely sometime on the 15th of September after 1 a.m. Central Time. So we know that pretty much we're not getting pushed out to, the 20th of September or anything like that. In addition to this, tomorrow is that Bellatrix upgrade, that final upgrade that needs to happen before the merge. So we'll report on that tomorrow during the show. If that's successful, then bing, bang, boom, we're done. The Wicked Witch is dead. As far as the Wicked Witch, I guess that's proof of work. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But this is confirmation, boys. This is confirmation. Pretty much that's done. Like, they've pretty much told us exactly here when it's going to happen. We have the countdown timers, all that sort of stuff. Just be prepared. It looks like there will be a viewing party. It sounds like I'll need to go to bed early and wake up at 1 a.m. to go ahead and participate in this with you guys. So I will be setting an Ethereum mainnet merge viewing party up as well myself. So get your caffeine ready. Well, I'm going to get caffeine ready. If you just want to get drunk and fall asleep at your chair, go for it. But I'm going to get some caffeine ready and be ready to go for this. And we'll do a live stream and watch it all happen live. It should be fun. But it'll be really late at night. So there you go. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.